What does happiness truly mean to you? A pile of money, a successful career, or something more profound? So begins our journey into the universal pursuit of happiness, an enigma that has intrigued humans since the dawn of time. Across cultures, across ages, what constitutes happiness varies as much as the people seeking it. Some find joy in material wealth, others in personal achievements, and still others in relationships and love. But have we ever stopped to ponder if there could be a deeper, more profound interpretation of happiness? Let's take a leap back in time to ancient Greece, where philosophers were not just contemplating the mysteries of the universe, but also the mysteries of the human spirit. They introduced us to eudaimonia, often translated as happiness or welfare, but it's so much more than just a transient state of joy. It's about living well, being virtuous, having good relationships, and achieving a state of good spirit. It extends beyond the fleeting feelings of happiness, encapsulating overall well-being and success. Enter the world of eudaimonia, an ancient Greek philosophy that offers a unique perspective on happiness and well-being. A perspective that invites us to redefine our understanding of what it means to truly be happy. Eudaimonia, often translated as happiness or well-being, is more than just a fleeting emotion. This Greek term, literally translating to a state of good spirit, carries a depth that far surpasses our modern understanding of happiness. It's like the difference between a single note and a symphony. The etymology of eudaimonia provides a glimpse into its profound meaning. The word is derived from eu, meaning good, and daimon, referring to a dispenser or guardian spirit. Thus, eudaimonia implies an activity linked with dividing or dispensing in a virtuous way. In the realm of Aristotelian ethics, eudaimonia is elevated to the highest human good. It is the ultimate aim of practical philosophy, which includes ethics and political philosophy. Aristotle and his followers saw the pursuit of eudaimonia as a journey of understanding what this state truly is and how it can be achieved. But what does it mean to achieve eudaimonia? It's not just about experiencing pleasure or acquiring wealth. It's about living well in a holistic sense. It's about being virtuous and cultivating good relationships. It's about the objective judgments about one's life, rather than simply subjective feelings. It's about the fulfillment and completeness of life. Eudaimonia challenges the notion that happiness is a destination. Instead, it presents it as a way of life, a continuous process of striving towards virtuous living and ethical wisdom. It's a concept that invites us to look beyond the surface, to delve deeper into the meaning of living well, and to align our actions with this understanding. Eudaimonia is not just about feeling happy, it's about living well, being virtuous, and having good relationships. It's a call to embrace the complexity of human life, to strive for a state of good spirit, and to find fulfillment in the journey itself. Aristotle, the renowned ancient Greek philosopher, had a unique perspective on eudaimonia. Diving into the depths of Aristotle's philosophy, we find that eudaimonia, often translated as happiness or welfare, was considered the highest human good. In Aristotle's eyes, eudaimonia was not just a fleeting sensation of joy or a momentary feeling of satisfaction. No, it was much more profound and enduring. It was about achieving a state of good spirit through virtuous activity in accordance with reason. Aristotle proposed that there were several conceptions of what makes a life eudaimonic or well-lived. The first is a life of pleasure. Now, this doesn't mean indulging in every desire or whim. Instead, Aristotle suggested that true pleasure comes from fulfilling our potential, from using our abilities to their utmost, and from living in accordance with our nature as rational beings. The second notion is a life of political activity. Aristotle, living in the cradle of democracy, viewed civic engagement and contribution to the public good as crucial components of a eudaimonic life. He believed that by participating in the political life of the city, one could achieve a sense of purpose and belonging that contributes to overall well-being. The third conception is a philosophical life, a life dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. For Aristotle, philosophy was not just an academic discipline, it was a way of life, a quest for understanding the world and our place in it. The philosophical life, he believed, provided a path to eudaimonia by promoting intellectual growth and fostering a deep sense of fulfillment. In Aristotle's view, eudaimonia was not a destination, but a journey. It was not about achieving a state of perpetual happiness, but about living a life that was worth living, a life that was rich, meaningful, and fulfilling. According to Aristotle, everyone wants to be eudaimonic, but the real challenge lies in identifying the activities that enable one to live well. Eudaimonia is closely tied to the concept of virtue or arete in ancient Greek philosophy. This connection is integral to understanding how the pursuit of happiness, or eudaimonia, is achieved. Let's delve deeper. Virtue in this context doesn't merely refer to moral uprightness. It embodies the idea of excellence or mastery in any given field or aspect of life. It's about being the best version of oneself, reaching one's full potential. And this, according to Greek philosophers, is a fundamental part of achieving eudaimonia. But it doesn't stop there. Eudaimonia isn't simply about being virtuous, it's about engaging in virtuous activity. It's about the application of virtue, the act of living out these ideals in one's day-to-day life. It's about taking the skills and talents you've honed, the character traits you've cultivated, and using them to contribute to your own well-being and the well-being of others. This is where reason comes into play. In the quest for eudaimonia, reason serves as our guide. It helps us discern which actions are virtuous and which are not. It helps us to deliberate, to make wise decisions, to act in accordance with our values. So it's not just about having virtue, but about applying it, using our reason to guide us in living a life that reflects our highest ideals. And this active, reasoned, virtuous living is what leads to eudaimonia. It's what enables us to achieve that state of deep contentment and fulfillment, that sense of living well and flourishing. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? It suggests that happiness isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we actively pursue, something we cultivate through our actions, our decisions, our way of life, and it's intrinsically tied to our virtues and our use of reason. To achieve eudaimonia, one must pursue virtue and ethical wisdom. It's a journey, a lifelong endeavor, but one well worth undertaking. Though an ancient concept, eudaimonia holds significant relevance in our lives today. In the hustle and bustle of the 21st century, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of material wealth and status. However, the ancient Greeks remind us that these are not the keys to a fulfilling life. Eudaimonia, or a life lived well, points us towards a different direction. It teaches that true happiness is found not in external achievements, but in the cultivation of virtue and the pursuit of meaningful activities. Let's consider this in the context of today's world. We live in an era dominated by technology, where our successes are often measured by the number of likes on social media or the size of our bank accounts. Yet despite these markers of achievement, many of us feel unfulfilled, stressed, or even lost. Why is this so? Perhaps because we're chasing after the wrong things. Eudaimonia suggests that we focus on cultivating virtues like kindness, courage, and wisdom. It encourages us to engage in activities that are meaningful to us, ones that challenge us and help us grow as individuals. It's not about fleeting moments of pleasure, but about a sustained sense of fulfillment that comes from living in line with our deepest values. Imagine a world where success is not measured by material wealth, but by the quality of our character and the positive impact we have on others. Where happiness is not a momentary feeling, but a lifelong journey of personal growth and meaningful pursuits. This is the world that eudaimonia invites us to envision and work towards. This ancient concept also underscores the importance of community and relationships in our lives. We are social beings, and our happiness is intimately tied to the well-being of those around us. Building strong, supportive relationships and contributing to the welfare of our community can bring us a sense of fulfillment that material possessions often fail to deliver. In the quest for happiness, perhaps we can find some answers in the ancient wisdom of eudaimonia. So, what have we learned about eudaimonia? We've journeyed through the origins of this enlightening Greek term, often translated as happiness or welfare. We discovered that it represents the highest human good in Aristotelian ethics, a state of good spirit achieved through virtuous activity in accordance with reason. Eudaimonia, we learned, is not just about feeling happy. It's about living well, being virtuous, and fostering good relationships. We dove into the works of Aristotle, where eudaimonia is central to his ethical theories and his practical philosophy. We found that this concept is intricately linked with the Greek terms arete, translating to virtue or excellence, and phronesis, meaning practical or ethical wisdom. And finally, we reflected on its relevance today. Eudaimonia is not an outdated concept, but a timeless pursuit that continues to resonate in our modern world. It challenges us to think beyond temporary happiness and strive for a well-lived life. Remember, happiness is more than just a feeling. It's a state of being, a way of life. It's eudaimonia,